January 5, 2012. An anonymous board on 4chan. Amidst the chaos of memes and digital noise, a single image appeared. A simple, white moth on a black background. It looked like a glitch, a mistake. But the text below it was a chilling invitation. Hello. We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. Most ignored it. But for a group of elite cryptographers and late-night lurkers, it was the start of a descent into a rabbit hole that has no bottom. This wasn't a game. It wasn't a PR stunt. This was a global search for the world's most dangerous minds. For over a decade, the world has asked, who is behind the cicada? Is it the CIA? A rogue AI? Or a private society building a new world order in the shadows? Today, we aren't just telling the story. We are analyzing the patterns they left behind, patterns that suggest the test never actually ended. Welcome to Focal Suspect. This is the truth behind Cicada 3301. This wasn't just a .jpg file. It was an invitation to an underworld. What started as a simple image board thread transformed into a global obsession that, 14 years later, still lacks a definitive answer. Who posted that image? Why 4chan? Some claim it was an NSA recruitment drive designed to bypass government bureaucracy. Others suggest it was the birth of a new digital religion. But to understand the why, we must first dissect the how. Welcome to Focal Suspect. Today, we dive into the deepest waters of the net, the legend of Cicada 3301. The first test was deceptively simple. If you opened the original image in a text editor like Notepad, you found nothing but gibberish. But if you understood steganography, the art of hiding messages in plain sight, you knew what to do. Within the code of that image was a hidden link. That link led to another image. A decoy. It mocked the players, telling them they were too slow. But the true solvers found a second hidden message, a Caesar cipher. To the uninitiated, it looks like random letters. To a cryptologist, it's a coordinate. This led to a phone number in Texas. Those who dared to call didn't hear a voice. They heard a mechanical sound, the chirping of a cicada, and a digital recording that gave them the next clue. The world was beginning to realize this wasn't a basement hacker's prank. This required infrastructure. It required global reach. The puzzle was moving from the digital world into the physical one. The cipher led to a URL of a page that displayed a countdown clock and the image of a cicada. When that timer hit 0, the world held its breath. The page refreshed to show GPS coordinates. Not digital addresses, but real, physical points on the globe. Texas, California, Maryland, and locations as far as Seoul and Warsaw. For the first time in Internet history, a digital mystery jumped into physical reality. Real people, in the dead of night, drove to lamp posts in deserted streets just to find a QR code taped to a pole. The mystery was no longer just on your screen. It was in your backyard. This is where the story turns from a mystery into a conspiracy. Suddenly, QR codes started appearing on telephone poles and light posts in 14 cities across the globe. From Seattle and Miami to Paris, Seoul, and Warsaw. All at the exact same time. Think about the logistics. Cicada 3301 had operatives on every continent. They weren't just programmers, they were boots on the ground. The players who scanned these codes were led to the dark web. A Tor onion site that only allowed a certain number of visitors before shutting down forever. This was the first harvest. The weak were filtered out. The slow were abandoned. Cicada wasn't looking for fans, they were looking for soldiers of code. What happened to the few who made it inside that first dark web portal? Some say they were recruited. Others say they were warned. But shortly after, Cicada vanished, leaving only a message: "We have found the individuals we sought." The world went silent. Until exactly 1 year later. 2013 and 2014 brought the second and third waves. But the final piece of the puzzle is the most haunting: the Liber Primus. A book consisting of 58 pages written in an encrypted runic alphabet. It's a philosophical manifesto, a mix of Zen Buddhism, mathematics, and dark nihilism. This is where the cicada myth turns dark. What happened to the chosen few? One user, known by the pseudonym Marcus, claimed years later to have been part of that elite group. According to his testimony, they were taken to a private, encrypted forum where they were asked to collaborate on developing anonymity tools to protect freedom of information. But Marcus noticed something disturbing: the organization's structure was strictly pyramidal. They received complex tasks but never knew who was giving them. They were brilliant, they were capable, but to Cicada, they were just tools being sharpened for a purpose no one could name. To this day, only a handful of pages have been decrypted. The book speaks of the end of the ego, the sacredness of information, and the architecture of reality. Many believe the Liber Primus isn't just a puzzle, it's a brainwashing manual. It's designed to find people who don't just solve problems, but who see the world through a mathematical, godlike lens. Is Cicada 3301 a cult? Some former participants have claimed they were invited to a private forum where they were asked to develop software for anonymous communication. But the moment they asked who was paying for it, they were kicked out. The cicada doesn't like questions. It only likes answers. It is designed to find people who don't just solve problems, but who see the world through a mathematical, almost godlike lens. Is Cicada 3301 a cult for geniuses? Former participants have whispered about private forums where the tasks shifted from programming to philosophical compliance. They were asked, "Is there a limit to what you would do for the truth?" When users began to ask who was paying for the servers, or who the masters of the cicada were, they were instantly purged. The cicada does not tolerate curiosity about its own nature. It only demands that you solve what is in front of you. I have uploaded a high-resolution scan of the decrypted Liber Primus pages in the link below. If you think you can see the pattern they missed, the file is waiting. Stay curious. Stay skeptical. This is Focal Suspect. The most terrifying theory is that Cicada 3301 is a private intelligence agency. A group of ultra-wealthy, ultra-intelligent individuals who realized that in the 21st century, the most powerful weapon isn't a nuclear warhead, it's the algorithm. They are recruiting the elite to build a decentralized shadow government. A digital Atlantis where they control the global flow of data without the interference of any nation-state. They aren't just hacking the web, they are rewriting the rules of human civilization, preparing for a world where governments no longer matter, and only the enlightened hold the keys to the kingdom. Let's look at the suspects. The CIA or NSA? Unlikely. Their recruitment is usually more direct, and they wouldn't use 4chan as their primary base. A global tech corporation? Perhaps. Google or Microsoft could use this to find the top 0.1% of talent. But the anti-establishment, anarchist tone of the Liber Primus suggests something else. The most terrifying theory? Cicada 3301 is a private intelligence agency. A group of ultra-wealthy individuals who realized that in the 21st century, the most powerful weapon isn't a nuclear bomb, it's an algorithm. They are recruiting the elite to build a decentralized shadow government. A digital Atlantis where they control the flow of information without the interference of any nation. Since 2014, the official Cicada account has been silent, only appearing to debunk fake puzzles. But the Liber Primus remains unsolved. The final 40 pages are the greatest cryptographic challenge of our time. They are waiting for someone. Maybe they are waiting for you. We live in an age where everything is tracked, indexed, and sold. Cicada 3301 is the only thing that remains truly anonymous. It's a reminder that there are still secrets in the light of day. The moth is still watching. The question isn't who they are, it's what they are planning for the ones they already caught. I have uploaded a high-resolution archive of the decrypted Liber Primus pages and the runic key in the link below. If you think you can see the pattern the rest of the world has missed, the file is waiting. But be warned, once you start seeing the patterns, you can't unsee them. Stay curious. Stay skeptical. This is Focal Suspect.